I really want to say good morning and welcome to the What Did She Say podcast, but it might not be morning where you are, but it is most certainly morning where I am. So good morning and welcome to the What Did She Say podcast. Why do I sound like I am a BBC News presenter? What's that about? Good morning and welcome to the BBC. That's not even what they say. Guys, hello, this is my first one-sided conversation of the day and it probably won't be my last. I've just woken up, I'm going to the gym, but I thought, let me get into this episode because I am so excited about it and I hope you are too. There's a bit of buzz around this episode and you know why. If you are watching, yes, I do have an acorn in my hand. It's an acorn mug. It's adorable. I made my coffee this morning. Oh, look at that. That's stunning. Frothy milk, cinnamon dust, and I've got this little acorn lid. Did you hear that? Little acorn lid to put on top of the mug, to ensure that the drink stays warm. Lovely. Now, I actually don't think it's very professional to be drinking coffee on an episode on a podcast, but I don't know, what could I do? I had to multitask, so bear with. I don't know, ASMR? Okay, it's not as warm as I like it, but actually tastes really good. If you're wondering, I've made a Spanish latte, which is literally just a latte but with condensed milk. A couple spoons of that. Lovely. It's my favourite. They don't do enough of that here in the UK. That is delish. Wow, God bless me. That is really good. Coffee. Got my little Nespresso machine, got my little frother machine, and boom, Bob is your uncle. So before I do go to the gym, sorry guys, I just woke up, okay? I don't really want to be getting into your dirty little situationships right now. I just want to have a little coffee, a little chin wag. Calm down, okay? No one's going anywhere. You're here to hear me yap, so just appreciate that, okay? I'm not I don't know why I get so self-conscious about yapping on my own damn podcast. What? Before I go to the gym, I don't need food. Skinny, I don't need food. What I do need is a coffee. I just need something to give me energy. It doesn't even need to be a coffee necessarily. It could just be a smoothie. I just need something to drink. That's really important for me first thing in the morning. I just need a drink. And I'm just going to hit the gym. Today I'm doing upper body, so I'm really excited about that. Work on my pull-ups. My arms are getting so strong as well. It's crazy. I went from some little noodle arm to some real strength in these little bones. Okay, they're not big. They're not little. I thought they're quite large. So I'm very happy about that. I think it might be time to get into today's episode. I have my trusty iPad with me and I've got my glasses on because we're going to be doing a lot of reading. Today is going to be quite an interactive episode, I think, and I'm very excited about it because I haven't done something like this before where I've gotten content from my audience. So thank you so much for submitting. I asked you to submit your messiest, most toxic, chaotic situationship stories, and boy did y'all provide. I will say the mandem for my church, however, were being stingy because obviously they don't want their tea to spill, so that's fine. I did promise anonymity. Is that the way you say it? I don't know. But all I'm saying is I think it's very fitting, and I didn't even plan this, but to have a cup of tea, it's actually coffee, in my hand as I'm spilling the tea is crazy. I love this. This is amazing. So I would like to welcome you to the first Situationship Diaries episode. And I'm hoping there'll be more because who doesn't love a little chaotic episode? Let's be honest, most of my episodes are very chaotic. Again, anonymity is absolutely unequivocally guaranteed here on the What Did She Say podcast. Was once in a situationship where the guy told me he liked me but couldn't pursue me because he wasn't ready for a relationship. He said we weren't compatible to justify himself, him being quite introverted, me being quite outgoing and extroverted, who's too much and knows too many people. Apparently, I wasn't his physical type either. But let me be clear, he was absolutely attracted to me. Yes, Queen, tell him. Then he asked out my friend, whom I introduced to him, and she turned him down. Fast forward a few months, and he's engaged to someone who's eerily similar to me. Same energy, loud, charismatic, popular, loves being around people. Me, but in a different country. Same physical features too, but of course, not me. Mad. By the way, this is my first reaction. I actually haven't read these. I wanted my first reaction to be here on the pod. Anyways, I went to the engagement mostly to prove a point. Wait, I'm shocked that you got invited. That's crazy. I genuinely didn't care. And showing up was one of the most empowering things I could have done. He was so drunk. When I arrived, he couldn't stop talking about me, clung to me the whole time, even to the point where his fiance was visibly annoyed. Honestly, it didn't sit right with me. I wouldn't wish that on anyone, not even my worst enemy. But it goes to show, when men are ready to settle down, they will choose whoever happens to be in front of them, not necessarily who they truly are moved by. I'm not gonna lie, that's piping. That's messy. I don't know if that's... It's messy. It's messy. It's messy. I don't know if it fits our definition of the situationship though. Like, because do you know what? She hasn't described the actual situationship. I think maybe she just kind of explained the ending bit. So, I mean, it's a glorious ending. It's messy AF. Like, I have heard that, you know, I've heard that men apparently, when it comes to marriage, I've heard that apparently men won't necessarily marry the woman they love, but yet they marry the woman they think they should marry. And I don't know how much of that I believe, but this story obviously goes with that. That's crazy. Imagine pulling up to your ex's wedding. Firstly, him inviting you is wild. And then he sticks to you. Nah, if I was the fiance, the game is gone. Everyone in that venue, set on fire. Bye. Also, can I just point out, being drunk at your own wedding or own engagement, I think is really shuggy. Like, I'm not into that at all. Bride or groom, like, I don't know. I just find that really tacky. Like, but you paid all this money. Hold yourself with some decorum. But also mostly men. Men drunk is the most disgusting thing known to man. You being a man and you don't know how to conduct yourself. You've lost all inhibitions. That to me is disgusting. Nope, I never want to see it. I never want to see it. Like yesterday, there's this wedding going on at the moment, right? And I see this guy who at church is stand up guy, stand up lovely. Then I just see him on someone's story, which is even more humiliating. Like, if I saw it IRL, I'd be able to charge it. Like, I'd be like, all right, cool, we're all out, we're all having a good time. But to allow yourself to get recorded on camera and posted on someone's story for entertainment for others, I just think is the worst thing ever for a man. Like, you're being recorded stumbling on your own two damn feet. Crazy work. No, I'm sorry. Yep, double standards. I mean, it's ugly as well when a girl does it, don't get me wrong, but I just hold men at a different standard. And yeah, and people are going to be like, oh, why can't I get drunk at my own wedding? Like, I paid all this money, I want to have fun, I want to get lit. Firstly, if you're someone who needs alcohol to get lit, we need to dive into that a little bit deeper, but that's a whole nother episode. But I just think, imagine spending the first night with your life partner completely wasted is just personally not the way I want to enter a life with my man and Christ in the center. Have a great time. Have a couple flutes of champagne. I'm not saying don't do that. But like, I've literally seen grooms having to be carried out of the venue by their groomsmen because they can't even stand on their own 2 feet. Like, really? Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I've finished my coffee, but I really want to just keep hold of the mug for now because it's really giving me it's giving security blanket. I feel like we really need to clarify the definition of a situationship as well before we get into this properly, because I had a lot of people asking me, what is a situationship? And someone actually asked me even further. He said, okay, what if I've been dating this girl for 3 or 4 months and it didn't end so great? Is that a situationship? And in my own definition, before I read this somewhat official definition, my definition is, and someone else corroborated this, my sister actually, who refused to give me a story because she's trying to act bougie. But like, my definition is at least one person in that relationship or situationship doesn't really know what's going on. They don't really know what's going on. It's kind of messy. It's very unclear. And it's kind of toxic. And I know one of my options was, have you been in a situationship? And one of the options was, yes, it was very wholesome. Because I think you can have a situationship that's quite wholesome. But I think generally situationships come with a nature of misunderstanding slash lack of clarity slash toxicity, and borderline it could be friends with benefits as well, which I'm not going to touch on because that's not my bag here. But I think all of these things kind of go under the umbrella of situationship. So I think that's important to note. And the guy who asked me if I'm dating a girl for 3-4 months, is that a situationship? I said to him, were you both I think there's a different look. I think there's a big difference between dating and situationship. I think you can be dating someone. So he was also asking about like labels. What if you haven't put a label on it? Does that make it a situationship? No, I don't think so. I think you could be dating someone, you could be talking to someone. That doesn't make it a situationship, in my opinion. I think it needs that level of toxicity to be a situationship. It needs at least one party to be like, what's actually going on here? So the official definition that I found, a situationship is that messy middle ground between just talking and a relationship. You're doing couple things, texting all day, late night calls, even physical intimacy, but there's no title, no commitment, and definitely no clarity. It's the emotional roller coaster where one person usually wants more, the other wants vibes, and no one wants to say what's actually going on. It feels like love, looks like confusion, and ends like a fever dream. Yeah, I feel like I definitely got my definition is quite on par with that. The mug is gone. Next, I was chatting to this girl I met through a friend. She was cool, we clicked fast, and things started to get intense. Like good morning texts, FaceTime before bed, the whole package. Then she ends up in A&E one night. Nothing serious, a minor accident. And guess who called the hospital? Her ex. And guess who showed up before me? Her ex. Not even her mum. Man walked in like he still paid rent there. I was standing at the vending machine thinking maybe I should just get a Lucozade and leave her to it. I don't think that's fair. Obviously a man wrote that, but like, well, it could be a woman, I don't know. I'm joking, I know it's a man. I don't know. Is that messy? I don't think that's messy. Like, the title was not her ex still being her emergency contact. That's kind of out of her. Who are you? Sorry, all due respect. If you're the one calling this a situationship, you obviously know she's not your girlfriend. And even if she was your girlfriend, I just don't think emergency contacts are something that people have going on in their minds 24/7. So, okay, it did make me laugh when he said not even her mum. Okay, cool. Clearly her and that person were in some sort of deep relationship for him to be her emergency contact. She might have just forgotten to change it. And him rocking up, I kind of rate that. That shows he's a decent man. Like, a lot of men, I think, would hear a call like that and be like, I don't care, she's not my girl, why would I go? But I kind of rate him. That's, yeah. I think you're a bit too emotional there, love. I'm so sorry. I rate that a 2 out of 10. Listen, I was talking to a guy for 6 months. 6. He's met my sister. That's a big step. He knows my dog's name. Okay. I've bought him skincare. Oh, honey, you're in love. And somehow I wasn't invited to his birthday party. Found out through a tagged Insta story from a girl who was invited. Do you know how embarrassing it is to see someone cut a cake you helped plan the week before and you're not even there? I do know how embarrassing that is. I actually had a similar situation with a friend. We were talking, okay, babes, I love you, but I'm gonna have to mention this. But we were literally talking about her birthday for weeks, like back and forth, and she didn't even end up inviting me. And I remember at the time just being like, oh, do I say something? And I ended up saying something because obviously, like, she's my friend, and because I cared about her and I cared about our friendship, I said something. Basically, it just ended up being that she assumed that I wouldn't want to go. She's really sweet. Like, she just thought, because it's a very new friendship, she thought it'd be weird if she invited me. But I'm like, girl, I would literally be the godmother to your children, like, right now. That's the type of friend I am. I don't care about length. It's all about quality, right? But in this situation, I can only imagine how much more heart-wrenching it would be, because, like, what do you even say, like, to a guy that's not really your man, but you're getting him skincare? He's met your sister? Okay, the only reason that man didn't invite you is because you're a situationship, because he does not rate you. He does not want to invite you around his friends, around his people. And let's be honest, he might be moving mad at that party, and that's why he didn't invite you. And I'm really sorry. That really sucks. Not you helping with the cake. I'm so sorry. That is, for chaos, 12 out of 10. That is so horrible. That's so mean-spirited. I'm so sorry. That is awful. Next up, he sent me a voice note saying, I love you, and immediately followed it up with, wrong person, lol, ignore that. My chest collapsed. I was staring at the phone like I'd just been pickpocketed. And then this man said, don't overthink it. I meant it in a friendly way. Sir, this is not a happy birthday. You said I love you in HD. I mean, that could have been sent to his mum. I love you. Ew, imagine sending a voice note just saying 3 words. I love you. I actually ghosted a guy who would constantly do that. Like, it was giving real uncle energy. Like, my dad does that. My dad will send me a voice note and be like, okay, why are you sending a voice note with 3 words? I don't know. That's ugly. But he could be sending that to his mum. He could be sending that to his mum, like, right? But the second part about, like, don't overthink it is crazy. Like, that's, yeah. Oh. I'm so sorry. That's... I feel so bad. These are really crappy things that are just happening to people. She said she needed space to focus on her relationship with God. I respected it. I stepped back. 1 week later, she posted TikTok caption, when you finally stop texting that one distraction. I was the distraction. I liked the video out of spite. She blocked me the next day. Girl, you are not using our Savior, Jesus Christ, to ghost a guy. Come on, you could do better than that. I'm joking. I've done the exact same thing. No, I'm joking. I haven't used God as an excuse, but shading a man on TikTok who you potentially know is going to see it. Madness. It's all mad in the dunya. Crazy excuse though. That's a crazy excuse. Man said you were the distraction. I'm not gonna lie, charge it. I would see it as, I am that hot and amazing, and my personality is just it's too large, it's too big, it's too incredible. I'll take that as a compliment. Homegirl had to get you out of her life to focus. Every time we hung out, she trauma dumped, like crying in the passenger seat about her mum, her ex, her boss, and I just sat there, holding a Costa cup, wondering what exactly I signed up for. I'd send her long paragraphs of advice, and she'd reply, thank you, King, then disappear for 3 days. I swear I was just free emotional labour. I never even held her hand. Does that qualify for a situationship? Maybe. Thank you, King is wild. Yeah. I feel like I know of a lot of these type of stories where girls will just, you know what? Maybe she literally just saw you as a friend and you were imagining more. Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that can be pretty tricky from both sides, I guess. I was talking to this guy, nothing serious, but feelings were there. He always said he wasn't ready for a relationship and wanted to see where life takes us. Life took him straight to another woman's wedding aisle. 2 months after our last link up, I found out via Facebook this man is married. Like full suit, wedding cake, first dance vibes. The worst part? My best friend saw the pictures and said, wait, isn't this your man? Sis, not anymore. Yikes. Yeah, that's kind of giving me, it's giving me the vibes of our number one, of situationship number one. What is it with these men, them just getting married out of the blue? I feel like men can be like that. Men can literally just be like single, and then one day you're just on the TL and you see he's got a baby and kids. He's got a wife and kids. Mad. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I guess and I'm sorry, I'm saying this in the nicest way possible. I guess he just wasn't ready for a relationship with you. I'm so sorry. So I met this guy on Instagram. We talked for weeks. It was giving future husband vibes. Oh my gosh, sorry. Literally, I get that. But that's only because I got like this crazy little mind who I'll see a guy from a distance and then I'll start picturing us both at the aisle and just being like, wow, we look really good together. Sorry. We finally go on a date and it's fine, but something feels off. Long story short, I find out 3 weeks later, I wasn't even talking to him. I was talking to his twin brother. The guy I went on a date with was just covering because apparently the real one was busy handling stuff but wanted to keep me entertained. Anyways, I blocked them both and now I have some trust issues every time I see someone with a sibling. What in the parent trap is going on? You sent out your brother, your twin brother on the date. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? No. This man? Another one, call the institution. We're sending another one. What? How can you send... Prison time. That is a 15 out of 10 for chaos, for insanity. They think they're in a movie. These men think they're in a movie. And I promise you, this is not the first time they've done this. It's not going to be the last time they do it. And they have been living their best life. Imagine... I'm not gonna lie, if I was him, slay. Because what? I've got a twin that I can do that with. That's kind of hard. But I'm so sorry, nonetheless. This one's a bit of a long one. I was in a situationship with a guy I met at church, which was already risky behaviour. We kept it low-key for months. One day, his name comes up in my own girls' group chat. Turns out he was seeing one of my friends from uni at the same time. And when she was describing him, I didn't even clock until she said he has that weird mole next to his collarbone, and my phone dropped. I literally kissed that mole last week. Okay. TMI. So I stayed quiet, just reading the messages. And then, I kid you not, she drops a screenshot of a message saying from him, I'm talking to this other girl, but I'm trying to phase her out. She's too emotional. It was about me. In a group chat that I was in. I exited the group silently, blocked him, and called my friend the next day like, yeah, you can have him, but book a test. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I think the whole church element is really killing me. Just because, like, that's crazy. But you know what? I hear the church man be the worst man. That's what I hear. I hear that the mandem at church they be mad. I'm so sorry. That is so awful. I wonder what the relationship is with the girl and the friend though. Are you guys cool? That's crazy. He's such a prick. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. 20 out of 10. It's giving movie. It's literally giving movie. Oh my gosh. I didn't think these were going to be so chaotic, but they really are. Well, I guess I did because I made a whole episode about it. Okay. I was seeing this guy casually for about 3 months. He was sweet, attentive, always texting good morning, even made me playlists. He tells me he's going away for a weekend trip with the boys and won't be on his phone much. Cool. Do your thing. Now, tell me why I open Insta and I see my friend's story at the same random Airbnb party and the camera pans to him, holding a balloon, standing next to a heavily pregnant woman, cutting a cake saying, "It's a girl." This brother was not on a trip. He was at his own baby shower. And I didn't even know he had a child on the way. I DM'd him the story and wrote, "Cute theme, kiss, icon." He never replied. I still listen to his playlist though. Unfortunately, I still listen to the playlist he made me though. Unfortunately, it slaps. Yeah, that's a situationship. That's probably the king of situationships. I'm just trying to imagine Imagine a world. Imagine a world where you're sitting in bed, chilling on Insta. Your man's gone on a little trip. And instead of seeing pictures of him and Ibiza shaking it, you see him at the table covered in pink. Pink confetti everywhere. Big belly next to him. I'd have to give my phone back to California. My iPhone must go back to its makers in California because I'm done. I'm done with Apple at that point. I just didn't think these things happen in real life. Like, I don't know. Like, I listen to so many podcasts and so many like dilemma episodes, and I hear them and I'm like, they're not real. They are not real. But they are. Oh gosh, okay. There was this girl that I was seeing, nothing too serious, but she had that main character energy. We hung out, went on walks, watched anime and all of that. Oh my gosh, is it me? Am I the drama? I'm joking, sorry. She told me she wasn't ready for anything official because she was working on herself, and I respected that. Then one Saturday, I was out with the boys and we ended up going to this little day party. And who do I see across the rooftop? Her. Oh my gosh, holding hands with a different guy. I thought, okay, maybe they're just friends. I'm not crazy. Until she kisses him on the mouth and then feeds him a bit of her burger. Fine, cool, not my girl. But the next evening, she texts me like, hey, you still up for a movie later? As if she hasn't been playing house with another man 6 hours earlier. But I went, oh! I went, watched the film in silence, ate my popcorn like a soldier, and ghosted her the next day. That was my closure. Only a man would do that. And I'm not gonna lie, you're a king for that. Only a man would have the ability to go and link my girl after seeing that. Because if it was me, I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna tussle. We're gonna tussle on that rooftop and I'm gonna throw you over. I'm gonna throw you over that rooftop. You and your man. But this brother said, no, psychological warfare. He said, psychological warfare for you. I'm gonna link you, we're gonna go popcorn eating, and then I'm just gonna ghost you. And slay. She defo deserves that. Go king. Okay, I have a couple more and then we're done for the day. I was dating this guy and he introduced me to his cousin, who then added me into a family group chat for jokes. I thought it was kind of cute, like maybe I was getting soft launched. Tell me why his aunt accidentally sends a photo of him at a family engagement party with his fiance. Not a friend, not a +1, his actual fiance. The group chat goes silent. No one unsent the photo. The aunt even had the nerve to say, oops, wrong chat. I left the group and started journaling. I'm a little bit confused as to why you're getting added to the family group chat. I think that's the thing I've taken away the most. Who are you? But even if you were the girlfriend, why are you getting added to the family group chat? Do you know how pissed I would be if my cousin added her husband to our family group chat? No, sorry, not the family group chat. I'm talking about our cousin group chat. Like, we have a group chat, strictly cousins. Like, you gotta be, it's blood in, blood out. But imagine the actual family group chat, which is strictly, I don't know, maybe there aren't enough rules in this family group chat. But that's mad. Sorry, let's get on to the actual toxicity of it all. Him having a fiance, I don't know, guys, maybe I'm a bit numb to this now because the man them clearly all have secret fiancés, babies on the way. Like, okay, it's a given now. So when I start dating, I'm going to have to really keep my eyes open to, guys, you're actually really helping me out here. Because now I got to make sure that my man has not got a secret fiance, wife, or baby on the way. Good to know. Oh, and I really got to make sure that I am the emergency contact. Because imagine rocking up to my man's deathbed and I see his ex there. We're all going to die. We're all going to die with him. So I started talking to this guy at a church retreat. You know how it is. You're in the spiritual vibes. The worship songs are flowing. But everyone looks extra holy because they're tired but glowing from fasting. I don't understand that. Sorry. Okay. He was serving with one of the older groups and somehow kept finding ways to talk to me in between sessions. He'd quote Bible verses into our conversations in context, mind you. And he always offered to walk with me to the different sessions like I was someone's little sister. I was like, okay, maybe this is the God-ordained love story I've been hearing about. Anyways, we start talking when we're back in London, and it's cute at first. He sends me sermons. We do little let's pray together on the phone nights. He asks me what my spiritual goals are. And at one point he says, I'm not trying to waste time anymore. I'm only entertaining someone if I see a future. So I start to catch feelings, real feelings. Then suddenly he goes quiet. No calls, dry replies, even stops coming to youth meetings. I finally message him like, hey, just checking in. Is everything okay? And he hits me with, hey, sorry didn't reply earlier. I've been in a prayer period and I think God is calling me to singleness for a season. Okay then. Until I see him tagged in a photo a few weeks later with a girl who doesn't even go to our church. Caption, so grateful God aligned our paths. I zoomed in. They're holding hands at Nando's. I'm not saying I cried to Hillsong that night, but I cried to Hillsong that night. Not Instagram just being the absolute downfall of all these men. I love that. So I was right. Churchmen are the worst. Okay. I'm scared. Guys, I'm never going to a church retreat again. I'm joking. That is crazy. These men are fickle. I feel like I keep on apologizing on behalf of these idiots, but I am really sorry. That's kind of awful. Because I just think that's just like so like psychologically toxic. Like bringing God into the equation, I just think is so unfair. Like as a man, like you really can't be doing up church, like you can't be doing up church dates. You can't be prayer meetings, you and me. And then you want to end up with another girl. Are you insane, broski? Let me tell you something. If we're doing up church dates, if you were sitting next to me on that bench at church, the game is gone. You will be the father of my children. If you're calling me for us to pray in union to the Lord, you will be 50% of my child's DNA. Let's not play. I think this is awful. Like, I really can't. I can't. God forgive you. God forgive you, my friend. We're not friends. I think this is the last one. There was this guy at church everyone low-key assumed I'd end up with. We're both Egyptian, both served in Sunday school, our families knew each other from back in the day, and we always ended up paired together for youth things. I didn't think much of it at first. I thought he was a bit quiet and awkward, but slowly he started offering me lifts, messaging me randomly after meetings like, hope you got home safe, let me know if you need anything, oh, he's in love. My mum clocked immediately. She'd say things like, he's nice, he's very calm, not like the other boys, who is always just laughing all the time. He looks very serious. Translation, please marry him immediately. Anyways, he starts texting more often. We're talking nearly every night, and I'm thinking maybe this is something. I even started fasting Wednesdays and Fridays. Oh, this girl's Coptic. Because he said he did. Then, one day, he just stops. No messages, no calls. He shows up to church and avoids eye contact. Doesn't even say hi to mama, which is bold. Not gonna lie, that's crazy. That is crazy. 3 weeks later, for fuck's sake. This is getting boring now. 3 weeks later, his engagement photos are posted by a mutual friend. Turns out he had been in a serious talk with another girl, also Egyptian, from a different church, the entire time. Apparently, they had already spoken to the priests, and I was just a filler episode. My mum saw the post first and said, it's okay, ya habibti. I never really liked him anyway. Liar! She bookmarked his LinkedIn. I'm so sorry. That is awful. I'm actually in awe. That's actually really shitty. That was really, I really enjoyed reading that. It sounded so wholesome. And then it just got to the end and I'm like, game's gone. What the hell, Barry? What do you mean? Engagement. يخرب أمك. يعني إيه? I'm engaged to a man and he's having a whole flipping situationship with the girl on the side. Are you crazy? Nah. I'm gonna crash out because this انتوا عايزين يعني ايه مني عايزين ايه حرق الدم. I can't speak Egyptian to save my life, but guys, that is so disgusting and awful. I'm so pissed off. That is really annoying. How can everyone I'm so sorry. I'm so triggered. That is, yeah. Not mama lying at the end and saying I never liked him. Brother, you already bought his and hers matching pajama set. Get out of here. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. All my information will be in the description box below. That's my TikTok and my Instagram accounts associated with this amazing podcast, as well as my event content creator information. If you want to hire me, DM me. I have been your girl, Chrissy. This is the What Did She Say podcast. And if you want to know more, if you want to know what did she say, make sure you come back for the next episode. I don't know when it's going to be. I might be in Egypt, but make sure you come back. Thank you so much for listening.